A city known for its incredible skyline, its nightlife and beaches, today centered around this venue, Hard Rock Stadium here in Miami. Today, we have an all-AFC meeting between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Miami Dolphins. Here to begin this one is Cameron Dicker. And we're underway at Hard Rock. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. The first carry now for Kyron Williams. I'd say the defense will take this today. They're across the line, handing them a loss. First play of the game. And it's not just you quarterbacks, Brock Heward, who got to have short memories. You tell me this too, defenses need them sometime as well.
Yeah, 100%. You give up a big run, well, too bad. No time to dwell on it because you got to line up, buckle up that chin strap, and try to knock them.
His first throw is an interception. Picked off by the rookie from Alabama. And the Chargers are going to have it after his second interception of the season. When you are facing a top 10 defense, you don't expect to wait long to see him make an impact, partner, and it only took him one drive here.
Yep, this group, they didn't get that top ranking by sitting back and letting the game come to them. They get it by attacking the ball.
Running in the red zone. He makes it in for the Los Angeles touchdown. The Chargers pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. Well, Brock, even with it being possibly the most popular route for teams to go to, sometimes you get it on the slants, you find yourself in the gap to turn it into much more, including what we just saw, 6 points.
All this time on task between you and I together, why do you think it's the most popular route?
Easy for the QB?
Yeah, I mean, short distance, easy for the QB, and it's also great versus man or zone. There really is not a defense that you can employ out there when you execute it right and you execute it on time. The big plays, and sometimes like this, touchdowns will follow.
Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. He'll take this at the 10. And this drive will start inside the 25.
At their own 24-yard line.
Offense showing trips out right as they get set for this 1st and 10. Not deterred by that pick. He's throwing again. Look at that power. Big gain downfield. And he's all the way across midfield down inside that 45-yard line. It's a pickup of 30. yards. And that is a Dolphins first down. It's like you always say, right back to work for him, getting the drive moving like that turnover never happened.
And they weren't going to shy away from letting him do his thing, throwing the football. Mistakes happen in this league and in this game, and you never want to punish a quarterback for making a mistake. You want to see him continue to produce.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. That's completed right side. And he will take this across. Touchdown, Miami. The Dolphins reach pay dirt for the first time this game. You love seeing a tight end get the chance to show off those wheels, right? And in the best of cases, he could rumble the whole way home.
Kate, think of getting somebody with that type of mass rolling at full speed. Who's really going to want to stand in the way, wants to stop him anyhow? The answer, nobody.
So we've got a tie ball game now as they send this away. It's going to be taken in at the 8. Good work so far. He's got room. He's at the 30. And out of bounds just before he could get them into the red zone. That looks like it's inside the 25.
We know this is the ticket to the field for a whole lot of rookie special teams. It's something the teams every year look for in the draft. And with the new rules, or maybe even that much more, these super athletes who can electrify on returns and turn the smallest lane into one of the biggest plays of the game.
And he's going to be driven out, but a nice pickup. Gained about 8, second down.
A whole bunch of credit goes to just about everybody on that offense. Guys up front needed to give the QB enough time to let that play develop. Excellent effort by that receiver to stay alive and for the quarterback to scan the field and find his completion.
And he's taken down as they very quickly get into first and goal. No doubt they'll take a repeat of how this game began, Brock, and that play has them on their way towards it.
Scripting for success. They'll keep pressing the advantage, too, until some resistance has got to finally appear.
Let's go, let's go. 21. Let's go.
Shotgun snap to Herbert. That's much too high and out of the end zone. Incomplete. Now throws doesn't lead to 6. So now it'll be second and goal. Well, they connected on 3 straight before that throw, Brock. Might not be perfect anymore on this drive, but they are still moving it well.
And I don't expect that one to interrupt his progress very long. They're still on a mission this series, and he's the one driving it.
Watching the goal line, but he won't reach it. The defense keeps him out and forces third and goal. Turned away from the goal line on the last snap. Need to make it 1 more yard here on third and goal. Quickly looking left, and it's complete. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Chargers break the tie here in the first. Dicker on now for the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Chargers take the lead here, 14-7 in the first.
Dolphins 7. Cameron Dicker to kick off for the Chargers.
Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. Starting at the 10. And he gets it up beyond the 20, but boy, did they plant him a few inches into the ground at the end of that run.
At their own 21-yard line.
Dolphins just about set up here. First and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Williams. And he's brought down as the drive starts out with a 4-yard gain.
That is simply a stay-on-schedule kind of run. Nothing more, nothing less, just right on schedule.
First down run, nabs him 5. Now second and 5. Another run for Williams. And all he can get is a yard here, Brock. It's going to be third down.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Third down from the gun. Complete beyond the marker. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. 7 yards on that pickup. And it's going to be first down Miami. They'll give it to Williams on the option. He swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Sent to the ground by Khalil Mack.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
On second down, a run with Williams. And this is headed the wrong way. They're going to lose yards here. It's going to bring up third down. Ooh, talk about a bad look there, Brock. Going jumbo set and still moving backwards after that play.
I don't think you're talking to this defense, Kate, because I think they thought that was an excellent look to knock that thing backwards.
Yeah, good point, good point. He gets it out left, and it's caught. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. On to punt on fourth down, it's Bradley Pinion. He punted 3 times in the win last week, and this one is away. also brings us to the end of our first quarter. And before they can break the huddle, we've hit the end of our first quarter. The Chargers have an early lead. Back to Hard Rock Stadium right after this. We're back and all set for the second quarter. Charger football. They'll take over here following that punt to end the first. They read that screen perfectly. Interception. Devin White makes the play. And this is going to be a pick six. He is in for the Miami touchdown. Now they'll try to knock the extra point through. So before we get an attempt, there's contact up front. Will it make this field goal easier or harder? All right, so with the penalty, a chance to go for two from the one, or they could elect to try a shorter kick. That kick a whole lot easier after that penalty, right? And he sent it through. A quick chance at redemption after that pick six as it's sent away. And that one flies right on past the end zone. Did not make an effort to even hit the landing zone, Brock. So they're going to gift him a drive starting at the 35. To the line on 1st and 10. Chargers beneficiaries of some good field position. Here's Hampton to open the drive. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run. Offense to the line fast. Herbert from the gun. Has him on the quick hitter. And this one does not go far. A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. Third and long for him here. Johnson finds the football complete. And this great effort winds up getting them well into enemy territory before he's brought down. It's a pickup of 26. And that's going to be good for an LA first down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
1st and 10. Here's Herbert. This is caught by Trey Palmer. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Hey, you like these results on first. That completion right there, right in the window where all options are now available to you on second down. That playbook is wide open.
Herbert to throw once more. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find the throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up.
Kate, I got to believe he hearkened back to that earlier pick and thought the better of making another. Getting outside the pocket, he was either going to try to run for it, had nowhere to go, so he simply threw it away.
Herbert now to throw on 3rd. Downfield, and he has McConkey. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. They get 19 on that pickup. And that's going to give the Chargers the first down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Herbert throwing again. Escapes out to the left. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
Pete, if you've heard me say it once, you've heard me say it 100 times. Completions, completions, completions. Well, that wasn't a pass. It was a scramble. But Annette's the same thing, keeping this offense on schedule.
Offense to line. This is 2nd and 4. Here's Herbert. Don't try forcing it to the slants. It's intercepted. Marcus Williams has it. Now that right there, that is rising to the occasion in the red zone, partner. Could have saved 3 points there, maybe twice that with that interception.
You know, these defenders, they're willing to bend and bend. These offenses are so good in this league, and they know how critical the red zone is. And when you get an interception like that, you just break. You break the will of that offense and the confidence, and those are big time. You're right. Put some points on the board for that defense with that effort.
On second down, it's Williams again. And his fight good enough to gain about 4. It's third down. So after plenty of scoring already, we have reached the 2-minute warning. More from Hard Rock Stadium after this. On third down, here's Williams. And he reaches the 17-yard line as he's hauled down. They'll say he got 5 there, but Brock, all they care about is the first down that comes with it.
Every offense in this league is looking for a back who can be an athlete and a bruiser at the same time. You feel lucky if you got one. Someone who can, well, eat up space when the lanes are open and deliver a little punishment to stretch plays when that tackler tries to meet him in the hole.
Caught by the tight end, running that corner. And he's going to be pushed out up near that 40-yard line. It's a gain of 22. And that is the Dolphins' first down. Working now from the gun. Continuing to move past the 45. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Pass play on 1st and 10. That one's cut along the left sideline. And this one's going to move him all the way down to the 25-yard line. Now the Dolphins call a timeout. It's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Double coverage, deal breaker for a lot of QBs, Brock, but less so when it's a target you trust.
You know, it's interesting, Kate, even 20-something years ago, watching Marvin Harrison and Peyton Manning work, every defense would go into every game trying to double cover him, but yet those two, well, like we just saw right there, just got it done regardless.
Clock running. Dolphins will hurry to the line.
2nd and 7 at the Chargers' 22-yard line.
He's going to throw it again. Oh, he's got it. It's in close. Touchdown, Miami. The Dolphins take the lead just before halftime. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
That one right down the middle. And the Dolphins break that tie and now lead by 7. Out to kick it away, here's Pinion. Fielded at the 14. Nice effort here. They're going to tackle him just shy of the 35. It's 1st and 10 for their final drive of the half. We've got 23 seconds remaining. Shaking off the pick quickly. He's going to throw. Complete here to Hampton. Makes a man miss. He's off. And they're able to drive him out as he reaches the 45. They gain 11 on that play. And that's going to be good for an LA first down.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Herbert, quick out wide, complete. And he gets this beyond the midfield stripe and onto the Dolphins side of the field. Timeout call by the Chargers. They're first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Just a yard left to go on 2nd down. Working from the gun here, it's Herbert. Throw is there for a long day Gadsden. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. Now a timeout taken by the offense, and we're going to see if they try for 2 plays here or just try the field goal right now.
It's a gain of 17 yards.
Here's Herbert, 1st and 10. And that's incomplete, and it also stops the clock with just 5 seconds left. Looking for his wide receiver there. And it's going to be 2nd down. He's been a frequent target throughout this game, Brock. We've seen that coverage tighten up a little bit more on him every time the ball's thrown his way.
Well, hasn't taken him off the board completely. He's still beating them for some catches, but that heightened focus defensively does lead to moments like that one where what would normally be a catch falls incomplete. Kid, I don't think there's any question this is going to be a close game when it's all said and done because it's awfully tight here at the half, and that field goal, that gives him a little more confidence running into the locker room.
So we'll see if it's a kick return that ends our half or if we get a play from scrimmage as this one's away. So it's a touchback on the kickoff, and we're going to get one final snap here in the half.
At their own 35-yard line.
Here comes the final play of our first half. He'll throw it. Now he'll just throw it away, but here comes the flag. There was nobody in the neighborhood of that one. That's halftime of this contest. We'll join both teams in taking a short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment.
Set to kick off.
Well, if you love high-scoring games, no doubt you have been glued to your television so far. And no signs of slowing down as we begin our second half. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
LA offense all set. Here's 1st and 10. Herbert back to throw. Johnston brings it in. And after making the catch, he is decked quickly at the 38. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Throwing on 1st is Herbert. Headed out right. Play didn't break how they wanted it, and he throws this away.
You hear so many programs all around the league talk about it's all about the ball. It's all about the ball. Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. And right there, he understood it's all about the ball, and I'm not going to risk a turnover wisely, throwing it away.
2nd and 10. Herbert trying again. Into the hands of Gaston. Complete. And they do get him down, but the damage is done. He just gets down inside the 35-yard line. It's a 30-yard gain, Brock, so unsurprisingly, that gives him a 1st down.
I think every quarterback around the world would agree, Kate. You love throwing a short pass to a tight end and then give that guy a chance to show off his speed in the open field. He outruns defense to make it a much bigger gain.
So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. 1st and 10, Herbert. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
You know, that was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
So still 10 to go on 2nd from the 33-yard line. It's Herbert once more. Shoves one away. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. Give him 13 on that play. And that's going to give the Chargers a first down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
From the red zone now. Can't connect on the throw to his running back. That's an incomplete pass. Takes him to second down.
That is normally a gimme for this offense, these short throws. But the defense, well, they had just enough influence on that play to force the incompletion.
Now Herbert again. Escapes the pocket. He can run it. It's inside the 10. And he's going to have him a first and goal from the 4 as he goes out.
That is so demoralizing for a defense. You lock things down in coverage. You do everything right on the back end. We need to see the quarterback escape, evade the pressure, and get that first down anyway.
Shotgun snap to Herbert. On the move, headed right. He's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be second down. So they fire for the end zone on first down, Brock. I think a lot of folks probably assume after the incompletion it'd be a run here on second and goal. What say you?
Yeah, I think you always got to be careful about assuming. As a fan, as a defensive coordinator, I think as an offense, you've worked on it all week, continue to get to the stuff you trust the most.
Hampton. And he gets in. Touchdown. The Chargers take the lead right away in half number 2. So that, Brock, an important score here as they move out in front.
You know, Kate, this is the time of the game where fatigue starts to set in every once in a while. But that right there was a determined-looking drive. They were not going to be denied and able to score and take the lead.
Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. He'll take this at the 10. He's got a lane up past the 30. And that's out of bounds all the way across the 45, very nearly to midfield.
When you get contributions like that out of your kickoff returner, it is such a boost to an offense. This is about showing no fear, hitting the lane hard, a determined run back, and setting your offense up with great field position.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And nice work by the defense to start this drive out. It's a sack on the first play.
I'm not sure that deficit's going anywhere anytime soon. If anything, this is a defense that sees their offense creating not a ton of separation on the board, knowing they've got to shoulder the load. And sacks like that go a long ways towards doing it.
In a real troublesome spot here, Brock. That sack has him set up second down and 21. They'll run the toss for Williams. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Tuipulotu in for the tackle.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Offense looking to convert as they come up to the line, third down. Play clock down to 0, and the flags come out. A little slow to operate the offense, and they're going to back it up as a result of that penalty. Well, that delay game certainly doesn't help things. It's third and even longer now. goes, 3rd and long. That's caught by Williams. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line.
I know that completion doesn't move the chains. I love it nonetheless. You make sure that defense is aware of every eligible player going out. And this time it was out of the backfield with the running back that shows he's adept at catching it as well.
Chased out to his right. Completed here to Tolbert. And unsurprisingly, Brock, he's not going to get the first here. Still failing to see the thinking behind that one as they turn it over on downs. So the Chargers start off with good field position as they get ready for 1st and 10. Herbert now off the play fake. Looking to his fullback now. Still has some space inside the 35. And he's going to have this one down to the 28. They get 27 on the play. And that's going to be good for an LA 1st down.
That's just awesome, Kate. A little bit of multitasking on that catch. Primary focus, as I always say, is you got to catch it first. But out of the corner of his eye, he knew exactly where to go, and he gets a bunch of yak on top of it.
This one's going to hit the ground, incomplete. Looking for his running back there. Going to send him back to the drawing board now for 2nd down.
Once that quarterback broke the pocket, kind of turns into like a zone read option a little bit, Kate. You got a couple choices. Keep it yourself or try to force the throw. There was nowhere to go. He really should have used his legs.
Buying some time right. He takes it himself. And he's going to be out of bounds right along the 20.
Well, the QB made something happen and got some yardage when the play didn't develop right, and even got himself out of bounds to avoid a hit. The only negative at all is he couldn't quite get the 1st down.
On 3rd and 2, Herbert. Buys time, rolling right. And as that one winds up incomplete, it brings us to the end of the 3rd quarter. Just 1 quarter remaining in this one. It's Chargers football as they try to hang on to a lead in a close game. Big try coming up here for Cameron Dicker. From 37 yards in the right hash. Kicked well, and this is good! And they're going to grow their lead late, but still a 1-score ball game.
So after that make, a field goal won't cost them a lead, but a touchdown still ties it, or likely probably puts them down a point. Okay, this is one of those moments where the defense now has clarity. They know what the stakes are and what they have to defend.
And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
All right, Miami has its offense set, partner. Here comes 1st and 10. Here's Williams to start the drive. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense. Their dominance against this ground game rolls on, Brock. Add another stop to what's going to be some real nice film for them to watch.
How many times you think in your lifetime, Kate, you've heard from a defensive coordinator, job number 1 is?
Stop the run.
They've been doing it.
And the 2nd down run produces 7 before they bring him down.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
They stay on the ground with Williams. They're holding strong here. The defense gets him at the line. That's going to bring up 4th down. Man, some of these middle backers are so impressive these days, Brock. No problems at all for him to range downhill and cut that play down behind the line.
Kind of the calling card of the position played today. They're not as big as they once were, but boy, can they run. As you said, whether it's downhill or sideline to sideline like that.
He connects downfield. And they're all the way across midfield before he's brought down. What a time to rip off that type of gain, huh? Gets him a 1st on 4th down. From the gun, a carry by Williams. Good defensive effort here, drives him back across midfield onto their own side. Takes the second down snap. Oh, put some heat on. He's got it inside the 25. There it is. Touchdown, Miami. The Dolphins come through to tie it in the fourth. They have this try now to put them in front late. And he comes through on the kick to give him the lead here in the fourth quarter.
Next they score Dolphins 28, Chargers 27.
Out to kick it away, here's Pinion. Okay, well that one's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else we got here today. So that football coming out to our 35-yard line. To the line on 1st and 10. Chargers beneficiaries of some good field position. Out of the gun, here's Hampton. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on second.
Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8. Again, it's Hampton. All right, short of the marker for the moment, but they've got 3rd and short coming up from their own 44. The dose of the hurry-up offense here.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
A 3rd down give to Hampton. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. This one goes for 3 yards. And that's going to give the Chargers the 1st down.
That's one as a running back in this league, you got to convert every time. Teams really don't care. If you're a Hall of Famer or an undrafted rookie, you can't get 1 yard for a first, they're going to start holding auditions for someone who can.
On to the left side, and Johnston has it. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Shotgun give to Hampton. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's going to be good for an LA 1st down.
Hey, look, any run of this size is going to wound the defense. If you get this game going right up the heart of their defense, you start to break their will and break their pride.
They send a man in motion. 1st down, and they go right back to it. This is going to make it down to the 24-yard line. That's going to go as a gain of 13 yards. And that's going to give the Chargers the 1st down.
That's another Chargers 1st down. A gain of 13 yards. 1st down, Chargers.
Baylor Tiger! Baylor Tiger! Ready!
And this might be a free play. Let's see what they do. And that one's picked off in the end zone, but no, incomplete, folks. He wasn't able to stay in bounds. A bit jumpy across the way there, and that halves the distance ahead of him on 1st down. They'll run here following the penalty. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that 1st down play. Now the Dolphins call a timeout. It's their 1st. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. 5 still to go here. This is 2nd down. Back to throw. Rolling left, buying some time. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. Chargers hurrying to the line as the seconds tick away. Here he is to throw. Escapes the pocket. And he'll go down here. Covers up nicely after a gain of 7. Timeout called by the Chargers. They're 1st. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play. And denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
It's Hampton on 2nd. And he will score and give him the lead in the final minute.
Touchdown, Los Angeles.
Absolutely absolutely clutch score there, Brock, as they take the lead here in the final minutes.
Incredible execution. The moment not too big for any of them. And Kate, they cashed in when it really mattered.
The Chargers will line up for the two-point conversion.
Here's a design run. And he gets into the end zone for the two-point conversion. That puts them in a much better spot now. Up 7 here in the 4th.
Cameron Dicker to kick off for the Chargers.
Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. And this is going to bounce out of the end zone, so they will set up shop at the 35.
35-yard line.
Pretty good field position awaiting the Dolphins as they head up here, 1st and 10. He'll look to throw it. Trying to push deep downfield. That could be it, folks. It's intercepted. Dante Jackson takes it away. And the Chargers make the play that should win them this game. So it's been a bit of a mixed bag for them, partner.